Welcome back to a new episode of Ask the Patient Advocate podcast. Today's episode is so powerful. We're speaking with someone whose story will not only educate but truly inspire us. At just 34 years old, Melissa Groff was diagnosed with rectal cancer, something that no one ever expects, especially at such a young age. But through strength, perseverance, and a passion to advocate for others, she turned her journey into something much more greater. Melissa, thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, of course. So let's get started in the beginning. You were just 34 years old when you were diagnosed with rectal cancer. Can you take us back to what first led you to seek medical care? Like, were you having a specific symptom, or how did you come to find this out?
Sure. So I am a mom of three, and I remember after giving birth to my third child, my
Hmm.
midwife had said to me that I had a hemorrhoid.
Hmm.
And I had also heard that hemorrhoids were very common, especially after childbirth.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was experiencing some symptoms that were related to a hemorrhoid, such as blood in my stool or blood when I would wipe after a bowel movement. And I remember kind of dismissing it because I just thought it was maybe blood from a hemorrhoid. And I was also told that sometimes we could have hemorrhoids that are further up in our rectum that we may not necessarily see or feel. So I attributed the blood to hemorrhoids, and then I started noticing a change in my bowel movements. They were more frequent, and the change of my stool shape was different. So I was actually in between family doctors, waiting to settle down with one,
Mhm.
and I met with one in August. And I remember saying to her, it was either August or September, and I was telling her about my symptoms. And right away, she said, "You know what? Let's send you for a colonoscopy." She did an exam, just checking to see if she could see any hemorrhoids. And
Mhm.
she said, "I'll send you for the colonoscopy. We'll just make sure everything looks good."
Okay, good thing she did that.
Yes, and I'm finding out now, like throughout my journey, that
Mhm.
that's not really a common practice. It sounds like doctors are more hesitant or they would dismiss the symptoms as other chronic illnesses, as an example.